I know it's Thursday, it's not Tuesday, it hasn't come around that quick, but this is just something happened today that I've got to share. It's outrageous. DVLA. I know if anyone has had problems with the DVLA, please let me know, of course, because this is just crazy. Please stay tuned, listen in, let me know your thoughts on this. It's blew my mind today. In fact, it's blew the whole office's mind. It's that bad. But I'm going to start first by just explaining a couple of little problems that we're having in business at the moment. Stuff you don't really need to be dealing with because we've got businesses to run. But anyhow, parking fines has been an ongoing problem this year for us, where we're paying the fines for people in our cars that are driving them around, whether it be a courtesy car, hire car, lease car. We're getting the bills for their parking fines. According to the councils, that's because they may be in possession, but we are the owner of the vehicle. So we have to transfer some liability somehow to them, and we have to give them confirmation in writing and have something signed. Why? The obvious reason is we know the councils don't want to chase the individuals. They want to come to us, the company, because we're an easier target. Quite simple. Now just remember that the customer is in possession of our vehicles. Keep that in mind. Now they're in possession of the vehicles. Sorry, there's a few people on there. How we doing, gang? Don't get me started with them. Yes, it's a nightmare. So they may be in possession of the vehicles, but according to the councils, we have to transfer the liability by way of a signature or a document or something. Anyway, now I'm going to move on to the DVLA, what's happened today. I'm going to tell you the basis of the story. It's outrageous. We can't, it's took a lot of our time today. I've had a phone call, which I recorded, but unfortunately it didn't record. So lesson learned. I have requested it from the DVLA because it's so bad. So Daz, tell us what happened. I'm going to tell you. I've got a car in an MOT station. Going to keep it short. MOT station, did some work. I thought the work was outrageous. We had a bit of a ding dong. That's the basis of it. Happens all the time. So I've got a car in a station. They're trying to charge me too much. I've said it didn't need doing, did need doing. So we're in a bit of a ding dong. We'll sort that out. That's up to us to do. That's what happens in business all the time, correct? Anyhow, in the midst of this, the garage have written a letter to the DVLA to say, I want the logbook for this car because, I don't know why, because I get a letter from the DVLA. DVLA states someone is requesting your logbook. So we've written back and said, oh yeah, explain the situation. No panic. Yeah, we're still the owner of it, of course. We're still the owners. We own the car. It's in the MOT station. Just having an MOT. Little bit of work done. Little bit of a ding dong about it. Simple as that. Okay, I think that's fixed. And I've told them the ownership. Anyhow, we get a letter this morning. I'm going to read it out to you because I have had a phone call with the DVLA as well. She put the phone down on me in the end because I was blown away. Thank you for the reply about the keepership of this vehicle. I understand there is a dispute about the ownership. No, there is no dispute about the ownership. I bought the car. I am the owner. My company owns the vehicle. As you well know, we are documented on the logbook and have been for the last 10 years. I insure it. I tax it. It's my car. No dispute there whatsoever. But according to DVLA, there is a dispute. Gets worse. So we record the keeper of a vehicle. That is the person who has the vehicle in their possession and is responsible. Now, this is two different things, really, because it says, and is responsible for making sure it is properly registered and taxed. Well, there's two different things because anyone can have a car in their possession, but it's not their responsibility to tax or insure it. I.e., you go and hire a car from Enterprise, etc. It's their responsibility to tax and insure it. You're just a hirer. Many scenarios like that. Same with our courtesy cars in our industry. So it then says the registration certificate V5 does not prove ownership and we cannot get involved in any way in a disagreement about who legally owns the vehicle. You don't need to. I do. As I've written, you wrote to me to tell me someone's trying to obtain my logbook. I've written back and said, don't give it them. It's my car. It's in an MOT station. It's quite simple. Anyway, this letter comes back today to say, listen to this. As you have confirmed, the vehicle is no longer in your possession. We will issue a V5 document to the new keeper. Can imagine my fuse this morning has just blown. I phoned them straight up. Couldn't get through. They'd get back to me. They did eventually come back to me on a withheld number. I tried to record the conversation because it got a little bit heated, of course, because I couldn't get this lady. And I am going to post this letter later on. I won't give her details away. I'm going to post the letter because I'm absolutely blown away. So the conversation was sort of, I said, I've written to you. I've told you I'm the owner of the vehicle. Why are you giving my logbook to someone else? So they said, well, you couldn't provide us any pictures to prove you were in possession. I said, I've told you I'm not in possession. It's having an MOT. And I said to the lady, have you ever sent your car for an MOT? That's different, she said. I said, why is it different? She said, there's a dispute on the car. I said, you just said you don't get involved in disputes. So now you've got yourself involved in the dispute, have you not? She then said, no. And I said, well, you have, because you've chosen to give somebody else my logbook. That means you've got involved in my dispute. I want your solicitor's details because I'm now going to sue you for a bit of fun. And we'll have a great story about this because, you know me, don't upset me. I'm going to take it all away. We're taking this all away. We're going to have some fun. We're going to find out with the DVLA because this is wrong. Now looking at the ownership and the possession problems in the DVLA, switch that back to what I started with. And this is the problems with the council saying just because someone's in possession doesn't mean they're the owner. You're still responsible. Well, apparently now at the DVLA, it's switched the opposite way around because now I'm not responsible. So you can imagine it blew my mind this morning. I've got it in writing. The lady ended up putting the phone down on me, which I can, I get it because I was taking the mickey out of her in the end. I said, you can't. I said, okay, imagine this. I have a storage yard with 120 vehicles in. All other people's cars, but I am in possession of them. So I said to her, can I now apply for all those logbooks for those cars, please? And she went, no, you're being silly. I said, I'm not being silly. I'm in possession of those cars. The customers aren't. And she went, well, that's being daft. And I said, no, it's not. It's exactly the same as the MOT situation. MOT person's got a car, my car. I've got customers' cars having repairs. So surely now I can get those logbooks for those cars. She said I was being ridiculous, but I didn't think I was. But she actually said, yes, you could at first. She said you could apply for them because you're in possession. I said, you're off. This is blowing my mind. It's absolutely ridiculously crazy. And I'm sure you guys listening are also going, this doesn't even make sense. It's outrageous. That's why I said listening, because it's just bizarre. It's beyond bizarre. You can imagine. Blew my mind. So I had to have we had a big chat, tried to record it because she couldn't understand it. She lied on the conversation as well, which I've tried to get, because she also said where it says here about the ownership and about the not getting involved. We caught her out on numerous sort of times. I was absolutely, I didn't get the recording, but there you go. So I'm going to read it again before I finish, because it's, again, if there's anyone out there, anyone at the DVLA, anyone in the council, anyone, solicitors, anyone who knows anything about this kind of stuff, please comment, because it is wrong and it's outrageous. It has to be wrong. You cannot just obtain people's logbooks. You shouldn't be able to. I've got a number plate machine, which is very strict, and it's all based around people providing logbooks to get registration. This undoes the lot. And if there's criminals out there who thrive on doing all this kind of stuff, this opens up a whole can of worms. It's just wrong. So anyone who's in possession of a car, go and hire a car from Enterprise this weekend and apply for the logbook. Just tell them you're having a little bit dispute about the cost, and they'll give you the logbook. It's wrong, and we know it's wrong. It's just wrong. So 1 minute, let me get this straight. Someone's worked on the car, done a bad job, and you don't want to pay them because they're rubbish, and now they're trying to take the car. Kind of, but let's put it in. It's not so much they've done a rubbish job. They've done something some more work that I didn't want done. So they've charged me a bit more. Long story short, we've actually sorted it out. And I said to the woman, I'm getting my car back next week. We've sorted it all out. It's all, this is business. It happens. But the DVLA problem, that is what's blown my mind. It's wrong. Again, I'm going to read it once more just so you can sink it in, because it's that bad. We had to read it and read it and read it to sort of say, wow, you can imagine in the office today, we've just been blown away by this. Couple of problems. Obviously, the council says you're not in possession when you're in possession. The DVLA say when you're in possession, you're not the owner unless you're in possession. It's like, wow, make your minds up. But this is the problems we have to deal in our everyday lives, guys and girls, and it's just wrong. So this affects everybody, of course, because this now means if you borrow your friend's car, I'm having your logbook, mate. It's as simple as that. Yep, I've got the car. Here's the picture like they asked. They said, because I couldn't send a picture, well, of course I can't. It's at an MOT station. They now said, well, sorry, you haven't got the pictures of the car. We're giving the logbook away. Because I said, please tell me under what law, what reasons are you giving my logbook away? It is my car. Do not give my logbook away. They are condoning. Well, thank you. This is what you can imagine the discussions we've been having today about criminality, everything. It's just 100% wrong. There's got to be a flaw in this. She must be wrong. I actually said to her, you'll probably get fired over this, my darling, because either you're wrong or the DVLA are 100%. This is just doesn't make sense. All of it doesn't make sense. I'm going to read it once more, let it sink in, because it's that bad. So it says, we record the keeper of a vehicle that is the person who has the vehicle in their possession and is responsible for making sure it is properly registered and taxed. Well, the MOT station, for a start, aren't responsible for making sure that car is properly registered and taxed, because that's my responsibility. Obviously, because I'm the owner. It's not the responsibility of anyone who's just in possession of a vehicle. So I'm going to read it again. We record the keeper of a vehicle that is the person who has the vehicle in their possession and is responsible for making sure it is properly registered and taxed. The registration certificate V5 does not prove ownership. We know that. That's always been the case. It's your receipt that does. But like I've just said, I have the receipt. It's my car. There is no dispute on ownership. But they've put down, we cannot get involved in any disagreements about who legally owns the vehicle. So then just do not give the document out, because you know I've written to you as the legal owner to tell you it's my car. It's just having an MOT. And the DVLA know this. So this is just wrong on every account. Thank you for your reply about the keepership of the vehicle. I understand there is a dispute about the ownership. No, there isn't. And that's what I said. So why has somebody applied for my logbook? They've applied for it incorrectly. It is my car. I haven't sold it. Do not give my logbook away. And that's the response I got today. Obviously, I'm looking for, this is a midweek news flash, because it's just, I've decided when I get things in business that blow my mind, I am going to pop on and give you some content through the week. I'm going to come on every Tuesday, of course, anyhow, but this is outrageous. It's a government agency. Why are you so surprised? Well, it's just the errors that they can make. We have computers nowadays. We have, I don't know. I'm just totally blown away. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the story. I will, you know me, I want to take this all the way. I actually want to issue on the DVLA and take the DVLA to task, unless they come back and say, whoops, sorry, we've got this wrong. If they don't, to all the criminals out there, if this video gets in their hands, they now know they can obtain logbooks quite easily for vehicles, hire a vehicle, apply for the logbook, say there was a little ding dong or whatever it is, and then sell the car. You can sell the car with a logbook. Doesn't actually mean you was the owner, but it's easy to, again, go and sell that car. This is wrong. DVLA, you've made a major boo-boo. I'm going to get to the bottom of it because I think it's interesting, of course. Wow. Tune in further on down the line. Let's see what's gone wrong, or am I wrong? Have I just lost my car because I took it for an MOT? Wow. There's going to be a lot. I'm going to open an MOT station and just take everyone's car. That, well, mind you, I can do it in my repair centre. I'm in possession. Crazy. Take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. It's absolutely mental. And we'll see you next Tuesday anyway, unless I have another major problem or update to this tomorrow. Take care. See you next Tuesday.
Crash Clinic, the social network
Mental.
for independent repairers in the UK.
DVLA. Hey, how about that? Bye, y'all.